just about ready to go. Loughborough Lightning finishing 7th in the table last season. They'll be hoping for better fortunes this season. Kicking off to the 3-time champions. First job for Sophie Tansley to make the carry. Started against Loughborough Lightning in the Cup, joining from Plymouth 3 seasons ago. Oh, and the kick was really well met. It's all about the power of the chase, and Saracens able to get up there with Cara Wardle. Saracens immediately showing decent continuity. All eyes, of course, on 19-year-old Katie Johnson. There she is on the ball. She was on the bench behind Lisa Martin when they faced Loughborough Lightning in the Cup. Come through the Oaklands College pathway system, bit of England age group level, and then it's Ella Virvas goes for the little kick over the top. Chance for Loughborough Lightning to run it back through Georgie Lingham. Just over the 22, and now passed back, so they need to be careful of the clearance here. And in fact, it is just dribbling down nicely off. It's going to turn into a super touch finder. Chance to say good afternoon in commentary to Natasha Hunt. Hi Mo, how are you?
Good afternoon, Nick. Really, really well, thank you. What a kick from Meg Davey that is. Obviously, we're used to seeing her play her rugby at scrum half, but that is just an unbelievable kick. Real good composure, not a huge angle to work from, and a lovely little roll into the corner as well. That's 1-0 Loughborough for me.
Just a little more and it would have been a 50-22. Free kick has gone at the line out to Sarries though. Virvas will take a few metres.
You can see that Virvas is really trying to help Johnson out. That 9-10 combo she's taken on kicking duties this afternoon. Probably trying to let Johnson settle into her game. As you mentioned, 19-year-old, there's a lot on her shoulders today.
It was just a free kick, so it doesn't result in the Saracens put in at the line. As lovely bit of work from Loughborough. It came across the centres from Tasker, and now it's Lauren Bolger who has got some open space and is going to career into the corner. What a start for Loughborough Lightning on her debut. The former Harrogate Ladies fullback has screeched in for the Midland outfit, and Saracens just opened the door a little bit to Loughborough Lightning there and just invited them in, and Bolger didn't need to be asked twice.
It's what you want, isn't it? I thought they were a little hard done by. For me, the free kick was outside the 22, so it should have been back from where it was taken, but lovely little angle from Emma Hardy, just falling off the tackle. And what about that for a finish? All too easy for Loughborough though. They shouldn't be breaking Saracens down on a first phase move like that. Lovely finish, take nothing away from that, but there'll be some stern words in that huddle, I'm sure.
It's a very good point you make, actually. The free kick was outside the 22, was it?
It was. Yeah,
that is a bit of a epic miss from the officials there.
I'd have been telling them if I was down there, but
well, you spotted it.
It worked out anyway.
You spotted it. I didn't spot it myself either. So there we are. Chance to add the extras. It looked like a laboured initial kick, but it is over. Decent from Emma Hardy. And Saracens at home are down 7-0.
Emma Hardy for me is one that's grown into her rugby over the last few years. Just a lovely little line, great out the back door, and Emma Hardy, get the ball into your speedster's hands early. Lovely kick over for the conversion as well. Fantastic play.
Well, that was a bit of miscommunication. Danny Allen was lined up to take that, but Georgie Lingham came steaming in, and actually the confusion has ended up surrendering the ball to Saracens here, and they look to try and spread it with Alejandro, and then there is Katie Johnson. Good strength in the collision. Wardle takes another yard or two. Or was it Casey in that? Virvas has looked to try and chip it through, but actually has only put that into the legs of one of the Loughborough Lightning team, but penalty advantage was being played.
It's just a bit of naivety for Loughborough. You've just gone down the wing, lovely touch finder conversion, put you 7-0 up, and then you don't catch the kick-off clean. That's all you have to do there is just exit, secure the ball, get rid of it, go again. They've just given Saracens a lifeline.
Too early.
Really good game management, no issue with the probing kick when you're on penalty advantage. You know you're coming back for that. And we know Saracens all too well are very good in this area.
In from May Campbell, one of those that Alex Osterbrink seen as a really bright light, continuing to develop really well. 6 tries in 3 games as well, and is she in the position to try and score this? Eventually it's brought down. Virvas will load. Grace Moore, Irish international, was having a look, but it's been ripped. And this could be a chance now for Lightning to clear the lines. It's going to stay in field. The chase is on. Bolger is screaming after this. Alejandro's not going to have an awful lot of time, but that is decent footwork. Oh, it's going to be penalised as an early hit. The timing not quite right from Georgina Tasker.
Oh, she should have just kept her eyes on the ball. I think if she had her eyes on the ball, she could have gone for the intercept in this. Really good chase from Loughborough. Oh, but bit of a schoolboy error, that one.
Thought it was going to be an intercept for all the money, but absolutely just didn't quite have her eyes on the ball. Eyes were on the receiver.
Step.
For me, I feel like the battle of the tens is going to be huge today, with key personnel missing for both teams, but I've been so impressed so far with Megan Davies' boot. She's had 2 kicks and 2 absolute screamers.
Yeah, she's been absolutely bossing it. Was at fly half against Sale Sharks in the cup, ran the show, according to Reese Edwards.
Number 7.
Not bad to have another string to your bow.
Not the greatest touch finder. Probably a net gain of about 3.5 metres there.
Sometimes all you have to do is hit the touchline though.
Ella Virvas was straight up with a hand in the air to apologise to her team, but they look to go quickly. If Virvas needs to wake up, did so just in time to receive it. Oh, and that's lovely line and footwork, combining well. Grace Moore and onto Sharifa Kasolo. Real raw talent that they're very much liking the look of at the StoneX Stadium, Kasolo.
Scrum advantage.
But it's gone forwards from Saracens, and again, this will be a chance for the clearance.
Advantage over.
Ball on the artificial surface has just sprung up for Katie Johnson. And they're looking to try and probe into the Loughborough 22. Put their hands on it. Georgie Lingham. Where's she off to? Oh, and she has played it across the field, and now is this a chance? Georgina Tasker is just looking to try and isolate defenders here, and Tasker is still going. He's going to need support. Virvas, one of the last lines of defence, just able to ensure that the other defenders were in place to be able to make the hit. Looking at the various options, just running out of time, and then the ball was kicked forwards to Taisha Harper in front of it, instinctively holding on to it.
Offside.
But that's an offside penalty, and I think she's wondering why her teammates kicked it away.
This is lovely play, just play where the space is. Real nice from Tasker, taking off, recognising shoulders to turn the corner. Love that. But what about this? Corinne Grant, anyone that's tracking back in defence, this is how you defend. Stay on the inside shoulder. Ella Virvas not giving her a different way to go. They make the tackle, working in their pairs as soon as that line break happens. That is textbook from Saracens.
Yeah, lovely from Corinne Grant. Went to New Zealand with Scotland, didn't get on. Made her debut with Scotland in the Women's Six Nations last year. Virvas.
Penalty advantage, high tackle.
There's a bit of a seatbelt tackle over the top.
Number 6, high tackle. Number
I know player safety is so important, and I get it, I agree with it, but those for me are so soft. When there's no impact in it, there's no malice, and you're just getting a player down. I know you've got to go lower, I'm not disputing that, but easy win for Saracens, that is.
Send your postcards to the World Rugby Officiating Department. Go to the middle to look to engage the drive. It's with May Campbell.
She's legal.
She's happy that
Penalty advantage number 4, changing by.
the Loughborough, well, Hollywood was happy enough that Loughborough started to defend it legally, but then a change of the bind, and this is penalty advantage now, and it's going to give a chance for the skipper, Fiona McIntosh, to take the ball up in anger.
Yeah, he's still got 10. One roll.
They've gone for the little chip through, that's not going to come to anything.
No advantage.
I'd have just loved to see Saracens go through some phases there. They've had 2 shots at driving mauls, they haven't come away with anything yet. So when you're kicking away because you know you're coming back to the penalty advantage, which you're going to stick in the corner. I'd have just liked to see them keep that ball in hand. They had a 2-man overlap, work Loughborough over, make them defend. They haven't had to defend any phases in the 22 yet.
Yeah, if ultimately the forwards are going to have to do the maul work or even the pick and go off the back of a line out, go for it in open play.
More chance of scoring towards the post, make the conversion easier. But what do I know?
Georgia Evans brings it down. This is working well now for Saracens. This looks like the try. May Campbell make it 7 tries in 4 games. Got in the back of the truck. Relied on her teammates to drive it over the line. 1 try apiece.
Yeah, she's absolutely brilliant at the back of the maul, isn't she? Always up there with top try scorer along with Lark Davis when the season comes to a close. But it's just really good patience from Saracens. They get a little bit splintered. They take the wheel, so as that corner moves, they just manage to change their body shape, keep driving forward towards that line. Almost using Loughborough's strength against them. Brilliant finish in the end.
Virvas adds the conversion. I'm guessing that the Scottish pipes being played after the score might be something to do with the Campbell selling in, but I'm not entirely sure.
Let's go with it. Let's roll with that. I like that. It's just really nice work from Saracens. You can see just pulling people through. At the front of that is Clifford. 7-all, we've got a game on our hands.
Restart from Hardy.
Stop there, 7, stop. Yeah, thanks.
Thought it was going to be a pretty simple clearance, but actually the nature of the ball just bouncing back in field has allowed Lingham a chance to play. It'll fend and release out the back door from Georgia Bradley. Ball is a little loose. It's presented a real competition opportunity at the ruck, but Natasha Harper, while potentially setting herself to go, was actually able to put the little pass in, and now the kick through. Is that just going to bounce a little too far for everybody? Yes, it is.
No advantage, black 12, offside.
Penalty's gone against Cara Wardle.
You can see both teams are really looking to kick on that penalty advantage. Both of them looking to kick first phase, just see if they can get anything from it, because they know they're going to come back as they're on advantage. It's not a bad option. But I would, again, just like to see them keep ball in hand, just see if anything opens up on that penalty advantage. It gives you that freedom to play a little bit more, to come out the back door, to put those little chips in. If you're going to kick, I want you kicking to regain it.
Take a step, Grace. Are you in?
Opportunity for Lightning from the line out. through that the University of Worcester Warriors taken a lead against Harlequins in the other game taking place today. But this is Harper. Good, solid drive from the front row. And then more of them arriving. Katie Trevarthen, the Loughborough skipper, leading from the front. Saracens getting drawn in narrow. Loughborough not looking like flicking it wide, but now they're going to. Bolger, ball back in field. It was a really solid hit on Megan Davies. She's going to feel that one in the morning. It's not tidy ball though. Georgia Evans is scrabbling to get a hand on it, but we've got a penalty.
Number 9.
In the meantime, I think Meg Davey is feeling every bit of that.
Time off.
I think that might be why they call her the chopper. Hannah Casey with an absolute worldie of a hit.
9 offside.
Really good approach play from Loughborough though. Really clever work. What I would have liked to see is their backs just flatten up as it came out the back door. Emma Hardy didn't look like she had many options at all. So she's thrown the long pass, which is given time for the defenders to come across, and what about that for a hit?
Plenty of physicality. "19 players at Rugby World Cup for Saracens. Red Roses like the incoming Leanne Infante,
I think she's up now.
Zoe Harrison, Poppy Cleal, Marley Packer, Rachel Langera Tambua, Lottie Clapp, who was of course on the bench for Sarries, Alicia Corrigan, Alex Ellis to name a few, Georgia Evans, Donna Rose, Katha Jacobs. Not forgetting of course new signing Jess Breach from Quinns as well. And Saracens announcing Mika Evans alongside Flo Williams from Wasps this week. Williams who is on the bench. Davey back to her feet. They're given the call of once to use, and now Loughborough are going to have to break. It wasn't the cleanest of paths for Bryony Field. They load around the left side once more.
Stay on your feet.
Been such a weapon for Loughborough Lightning over the years, particularly with Rachel Malcolm, Sarah Hunter and Lark Davis in there, but it's going to be a penalty to Saracens. There was a pre-latch as Lightning tried to come round the corner.
Latches arrive up, please.
Accurate refereeing from Hollywood. Saracens will breathe a sigh of relief.
For those that aren't familiar with that law, as you're taking somebody into contact, if you've already got contact with the ball carrier, you have to arrive up on your feet, you have to allow a contest. So as you can see, as soon as that initial contact happened on Bradley, Bryony Field just goes straight over past the ball. Really good camera angles on that. Really obvious for Hollywood, our referee, to call.
More! Don't change up the side.
Words of Mo Hunt, who is with us. As the three-time champion Saracens get their campaign underway. 7 points apiece.
Stop.
It's going to be the boot away from Johnson, taken down by Lingham. Johnson following up with Wardle. Nice little bit of footwork from Maya Muller, the Swedish international, was playing in Romania in July with the Swedish Sevens side.
Black Knight never on side. No advantage.
Really good game management at the moment. Very, very impressed with this Davey Hardy link up.
Number 9.
Both of them taking real control off the boot. Probe in the backfield of Saracens and moving them all over. Like I've said, especially on penalty advantage, but it's working for them at the moment. Saracens can't get a foothold. All of the rugby has been played in this half.
The white line, Sarries.
Very impressed.
Loughborough Lightning, of course, a side that had the likes of Katie Daly-McLean at 10 in their past. Some girl called Emily Scarrett.
Never heard of her.
I know.
Yeah, they've got some quality players, really, really experienced players. Obviously Sarah Hunter as well.
But just in terms of that kicking game.
Oh, 100%. 100%. These girls have spent their whole careers learning off people like that. And now they've had a chance to bed it in the cup, and it's coming through in the Allianz Prem. Brilliant stuff.
Sorry? No, Saracens not turn the line out. The second person who caught it, locked it on. That's enough of questions.
Saracens scrum. They beat Loughborough Lightning 23 points to 19 in the cup, so it was a close one that day. Nature of the Rugby World Cup was why we had the Allianz Cup played earlier in the season. Now we're into the meat of the league. Round one underway, and it's going to keep coming over the course of the next few weeks into the new year. And of course, with the ticked up Women's Six Nations firmly in the diary in its own window in April, it's going to allow much of the season to continue through the new year and into the spring. That kick has gone out on the full. Loughborough need to take their opportunities in the 22 soon, because at the minute Saracens can't quite catch a break.
Yeah, they really can't. Just a little bit rushed from Johnson as she caught that ball. She didn't quite have control, so she's just almost thrown it up as she's dropped it onto her foot. You have to be able to just drop that onto your foot, know exactly where you're going. The line of the ball is so important when you're kicking through it. So it's just come off her boot a little bit wrong, and advantage to Loughborough as I say that overthrow at the line out.
Viervas was ready to poach and did really well to hold it. Then the support from Wardle. Celebrated 50 club appearances at the start of the year, Cara Wardle. Another good carry from Grace Moore, signed in July, having spent a bit of time with Richmond as well, been putting in some solid performances, the Irish international. There for Viervas.
Okay, good.
Then Lingham.
I'm really loving the Loughborough backline. They're so lively. As soon as the kick goes up, all three of them, wherever they are in the pitch, are all back behind trying to help out Georgie Lingham at the back, who's been fantastic under the high ball so far.
Solid take from Bryony Fields, from Davey. Oh, and it's worked out here for Bradley. Building up ahead of steam. Oh, just rushed the offload though. And it's going to give a chance for Saracens through Kelsey Clifford.
Roll away!
On the score sheet from close range in the cup against Loughborough Lightning, having made her Sarries debut 3 years ago in the Development League. Had a bit of under-20s selection off the back there. Now it's Jodie Turl, originally from Shelford Rugby Club, then Georgia Evans. Tweeted this month how it was 3 years since her first cap for Wales as she touched down from New Zealand. Evans, living the dream, she said. Well, there are certainly plenty out there that are doing that in the Allianz Premier 15s. We're coming back though.
Tackler, not rolling.
It's just another easy penalty for me. At the moment, Loughborough are making those double tackles, so two people in the tackle. Because they're quite dominant, they're ending up the side of Saracens, which means that it's harder to get out of there, but you've just got to make more effort. Because all referees want to see is you wiggling around, making sure you're trying to get out of there. As I say that, Viervas' missed touch.
Wait, stop! Don't move!
Looking at the kicking battle, it is certainly being won by Loughborough Lightning. Lingham happy to ride the tackle and then hope that she can get quick ball. The follow-up tackle from Sarries was good. Solid work from Corinne Grant.
5.
Georgia Bradley, I think, was just hoping she might not be spotted half a yard in front of Meg Davey at that point, but she's a little too large for that.
That's one of those, if it was football, you'd be watching that replay of offside or not, with the little line coming across.
Thank God it's not.
It's just really harsh one. Lovely hands this is from Tatisha Harper. Any props, any forwards looking to come out the back door, look at that. Real skillful.
Sorry.
It's a great option as well, because Saracens' backfield isn't marshalling that corner for me at the moment.
Shoelace. Yeah.
Would have been a lovely outcome for Loughborough Lightning, but unfortunately,
We'll go water break. Yeah.
they're back on the 22 looking at a line out for Saracens.
Hollywood signals that this might be an appropriate moment for both teams to take on some hydration. Just in case anyone at home is a little out of touch with this, it's not because it's suddenly got up to 30 degrees and we all need to have a drink, but well, many of the world's problems are being blamed on Rassie Erasmus these days, and ultimately I think it was South Africans, water carriers on the pitch. Plenty of teams have been doing it. I'm not going to lay it at the Springboks door, but as a means to combat the errant water carriers at various times of the game, decided to have a designated point for hydration. I'm not sure I'm on board with it.
Right, while we're sending postcards to World Rugby, I'd like to get this one on record. It is a terrible law. It's terrible. No player wants to run to the sideline when you've either scored a try or had a try scored against you. And half the time you just want a little bit of water so you can keep running as fast as you can.
Let's just clean up.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
So you're not a fan because you can't actually get the regular little bits?
Yeah.
I see. Rather than the fact that you get a nice break. Well, no one wants tea and biscuits halfway through the first half, do they?
Also, let's be honest, players really don't take in what's being said in these huddles. We've all got our own agendas going on in our heads about what's coming or what's happened.
But they're not being done for the huddle, are they? They're being done for the water. But even so, I mean, but you know, I take the other side of the coin. That my view would be, well, if water carriers encroach, then a referee gives a penalty from where they've encroached, and soon a team will learn their lesson. But I know that officials say we've got quite a lot on our plate, so if we don't have to be responsible for penalising water carriers as well, thanks, that would really help us out. So I get that side of it too.
Did that postcard already go in, did it?
I may have mentioned it once or twice before. Right, we're back underway. Also the point, I mean, we saw it in the... I was up in Edinburgh yesterday at Scotland-Argentina, and it stopped the momentum. And it can do that for teams as well. But part of the game currently, will it remain so? We wait and see.
That's a brilliant take at the front of the line out from Georgia Bradley. Look at this as well. Loughborough licing it up.
Looking to vary things and go for the cross-field kick. Lingham has looked to play it. Haven't quite made the yards they'd have liked to, taken back in, but the backfield cover from Saracens is, well, it's just a little disjointed. They've decided to go quickly. Abby Evans just says, let's play and let's bring it in, and look at that from Grant. Run from Alejandro. Saracens a little bit more front foot here, just decided to get on with things as Tansley makes the carry. Oh, but Johnson couldn't find Evans, and the ball goes into touch. Just moments where, although there are a few faces within each of these teams that we may be less familiar with, some of the Sarries at the minute are looking like they're meeting for the first time.
Yeah, for sure. They've got 5 people in the backfield. You've got to be taking those on the floor. Look at this though, steal from Georgia Bradley. Lovely, just inside arm, clutches it, taps it back to herself. Unfortunately they dropped her. I'm sure she would have been running down the 5 metre line if they hadn't of, but lovely bit of skill from her.
Not straight from Bryony Field is going to hand Saracens the scrum. It's the option they've chosen to take. Field who's been understudy to Lark Davis, who was signed for Bristol in June. That one was fairly easy to spot for referee Hollywood.
Yeah, especially when Fee McIntosh is up in the air with her arm across the line. Really clear that she could get nowhere near that ball.
Just starting to get a little bit of moisture coming down at the Stone X. Miserly rain is on its way.
Come up.
A few of the fans in the stand opposite are starting to run for cover.
Mark's on 15.
Yeah, going back to my point, Saracens backfield, at the moment they seem to be having 4 or 5 people in the backfield, but there's no structure to it. They're all in and around the ball and nobody's claiming it. What you need to see is somebody in the back coming forward, claiming that ball, putting a name on it and dominating that space. You've seen it in abundance from Georgie Lingham on the Loughborough Lightning side of things. She's not looking to kick either, so everyone in her team knows that she's just going to carry as hard as she can back to support, and then they reset from there.
Needed a little bit of extra control for Virvas. She did well given the pressure she was on from Jess Weaver.
Penalty advantage. 12 was good. 10 each.
We look to try and pick and go with Casolo.
Still pen.
Virvas for Evans. Support on the shoulder from McIntosh. Little ball back in field. Oh, that was lovely for Campbell. The tackle from Weaver was
Advantage over.
important. Or was it Hibbert Jones was also in there. This is better from Saracens. More continuity. Isla Alejandro, former Loughborough herself, is driven back. Virvas thinks that the door might have opened. Driving through goes Hannah Casey, and again May Campbell.
Hands away, 12. Step.
Already on the score sheet, Campbell from the driving maul.
Set.
Slower ball this time. Johnson finding Evans. Saracen support is fanning out, but they're quite flat-footed. Need someone to put a little bit more forward energy on it, which they get through Tansley. She's carried well the few times that she's been required to do so. And now Saracens can look to go again. Alejandro
Penalty advantage.
working hard. Penalty advantage being played. They're queuing up on the right. Surely it went out the back from Evans, then the fend. Oh dear, oh dear. You have to commend the defensive effort from Loughborough. But Saracens are going to have to come back and go again from the penalty.
Hold on.
Yeah, interesting for me. They did what worked.
13, never onside.
Oh, they're going quick.
Quick tap from Campbell.
Short.
Held up.
Back foot line.
It's going to be another close thrust
Offside
from
number
Evans.
1, hands in front.
Now there's another offside penalty coming against Loughborough Lightning. They're going to need to be careful of the discipline in this area. Oh, and there might be a little bit of room on the other side. Thought they'd spotted it. It was just stopped in time. Drive from Casolo isn't going to get there. Still penalty advantage. Again, more width on it.
Still penalty
Loughborough Lightning defence doing the job. They're still under penalty advantage. Evans.
Tackle release.
Monumental defence here from the Lightning.
New advantage, 7 offside.
New advantage goes against Maya Muller, but the ball is there. Saracens managed to get it over the line. It wasn't the prettiest, but they won't mind that. May Campbell's got another.
Halfway up the ruck, okay?
It's really good patience from Saracens. Working Loughborough over side to side. Great discipline on the line. I say discipline, they had 2 penalty advantages, but really good work defensively to keep them out for so long. She's so good at that, just a cheeky little pick. Interesting for me though, Saracens decided to go one out rugby. They just picked and went through Virvas, through Casey, made really good inroads from the 22 up until the 5 metre line. They get to the 5 metre line, they try and throw the ball out past 10. If it's working for you, keep it the same. Same as that, their pick and go game. One pass wonders at the minute, but it works for them. Stick with it.
Virvas just sends that one past the upright. Saracens leading by 12 points to 7.
Sometimes teams take ages to set to get somebody in behind, so you've got that first clear coming through. But for me, sometimes the camera almost misses it because Campbell takes it so quickly. That's what you've got to do sometimes in those areas. Just get the tempo high, try and catch the defence napping, waiting for you to reset and get your buddy behind you. Great finish.
Loughborough Lightning have made the change. Try and bring you up to date with that in a moment.
Grace.
Virvas.
Okay, you're good now.
Then for Lingham. Then for Hardy.
Hold.
Weaver.
Stop there, 21.
Kick
Okay,
again.
good now.
Goes over the heads of the last line of Sarri's defence. Virvas. Sizing up her opportunities. Gets scragged. Moore and Casolo. There is the duo to help out.
Ball's available. Ball is there.
Virvas will look at the box kick here and wants a bit of protection in doing so, or will she? In fact, she goes with the run and thinks that it might be on to try and send Corinne Grant tiptoeing up the touchline. They get outside the 22, they're going to have to keep playing it, but oh, the greasy conditions just causing Grace Moore to lose control of it. And Loughborough celebrate. This will be their scrum and a chance to reply to that try with 7 minutes remaining of the first half.
Yeah, it's great work from Loughborough Lightning.
Time off, guys. I'll just get strapped.
Really nice work counter-rucking that breakdown. They almost wait until Virvas is just about to kick the ball to send that counter through, which makes the ball pop out. Lovely bit of opportunist play down the short side. But that's what happens sometimes when you don't go through with the exit, when you start playing in these conditions in your 22. You potentially force that error.
Yeah, go. Okay, I'm on that side now, so have a look.
Nikita Prothero is the player who has come on. England under-20s, former Hartpury girl.
She is indeed.
Yeah.
Great to see her doing so well with her rugby. She's been involved in a few GB7s camps as well over the last year or so.
Bring your feet underneath you, flatter back.
She's really growing into a brilliant player.
It's quite the match day hair as well.
Square shoulders first.
Yeah, I'm not sure I can comment on that. I've got next to no hair, so I don't have many options with mine, but I'm glad for her that she gets to do a little weave like that.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Loughborough lining up with Hardy as a possible first receiver. Need to get the ball back here though. It's a really good shove from Sarries. Then it is there for Weaver.
Yeah, you've got pep. That's gone forward.
It's just gone forwards.
Penalty.
They had a penalty from the scrum though.
Okay.
Weaver
Number
gives
3,
chase.
Second across.
And it is going to be Emma Hardy to stick this into the corner.
It's an interesting decision for me, that is, because they've had one overthrow in this area. They've also had their last line out not go straight. Big pressure on Brownie Field now. They're back in the decision. She's got to be on the money with this one.
No more.
That's better.
More!
Daisy Hibbert-Jones. Oh, brings it down, but knocks it on.
Still values. Knocked on in the mall, yeah.
Conditions are going to get more challenging. You can see the rain now.
Okay. I was happy with that.
Yeah, you just see here, you need to create that space. It's Maya Muller that's come in. She's closed the gap, so as Daisy Hibbert-Jones lands, she has to be able to have space to be able to transfer that ball, because they're so keen on getting their maul set up. They've just come slightly too early, which has meant that transfer hasn't been able to happen.
Bind!
Real unfortunate for Loughborough.
Leave her. Let's go for reset.
Scrum just moving around a fair bit.
We just moved around too much. Guys, straighten up shoulders. First movement straight.
Hoping someone's going to find Claire Thomas an umbrella for half time. She's going to need it. As will you, Moses.
Yes, please.
she can go.
Stay behind 7.
Is the ball out? Saw a certain Mo Hunt taking advantage in this area yesterday for Gloucester Hartpury, and Saracens are under an awful lot of pressure. Loughborough defensively looking so hungry in this one, and they want to try and force the error in this area of the field. Meg Davies just shot back upfield as well, sensing that the clearance kick was coming, but it was decently done in the end.
It's a really good clearance kick from Virvas under all sorts of pressure. For me though, why are you trying to play that out? Why are you trying to give Johnson that ball when you've got somebody like Grace Moore who was carried so well all game? Get her picking from the breakdown. In this weather, under that pressure, let's see an 8 pick, bring them back. We don't see them anymore in the game.
Georgia Evans has maybe got a bit of rubber crumb in the eye. Contact lens issue.
Yeah.
Keeps that left forearm well strapped.
Okay, I'll tell him.
It was
yeah.
not a pleasant afternoon. Scoreline towards the end of the first half.
To be honest, I called this one just because of how they've gone in the cup competition. Was to beat them in the cup competition earlier this season, and nobody's really got players back yet from the World Cup, as we've seen in the opening rounds. They've got a lot of fight, a lot of heart, have Worcester Warriors. Not saying Harlequins don't, but a lot of people are writing them off at the minute, and I just don't think they're there.
These are live pictures we're bringing you from the Stoop. Another match taking place in the Premier 15s in London today.
It's not windy anymore.
I mean, going in 3 tries up at half-time, I definitely wouldn't have caught that one, but I definitely saw it being a very hotly contested game for sure.
Okay, it's good.
Fans have retreated to the drier seats higher up in the stand. It is pretty unpleasant out there right now, I have to say.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if I can do my half-time talk from up here rather than pitch size. Can somebody give me confirmation on that, please?
Fine by me, Mo, but I can see Claire Thomas brandishing an umbrella down below us, so she'll be ready for you at half-time. In the meantime, Saracens will be wondering if they can have another say on the scoreboard as Virvas under a lot of pressure.
Hold.
I've seen Saracens go backwards in possession a few times, but most crucially, the scoreboard still has them in the lead. Box kick goes up from Virvas. Now, was that from outside the 22? Yes, it was. And Virvas with the arm in the air once more to apologise to her teammates. She will open the door once more for Loughborough Lightning from 25 metres out. Now we have grey skies above us, the sun over the top of the stand we're in. 4 seasons in one day at the Stonex.
Contest good.
Georgia Bradley secures it from the line out. Weaver had a long pass to make. Slightly stuttering start from Amanda Swartz, the Sweden Sevens captain, to Taisha Harper. Initially stopped by McIntosh. Oh, and is that a sufficient attempt at the rip? Oh, it's brilliant work from Cozzolo. Marley who? There's another Saracen 7 wanting to make a name for herself.
She'll be texting me in a minute.
She'll be texting me.
It's brilliant, textbook 7 work. Just allow the tackle to happen, fall at your feet. The beauty of it is knowing exactly where the ball carrier is going to land. You just see her wait, one step, really good low body position, 2 people trying to move her, just stays in the fight, which makes the decision really easy for the referee.
Give a metre.
Recruited from Blackheath, Sharifa Cazolo. Been outstanding in the cup campaign. No Vicky Fleetwood either, out with the broken leg and dislocated ankle sustained against Sale Sharks.
Scrum advantage.
Ball just goes forwards in midfield.
Purple scrum. Yeah, got you. It's the last play, Jess.
So this will be the last play of the first half.
Okay.
As according to the words of Holly Wood, formerly Holly Myers. Just another brief stop.
Okay. Come back on. Let's go, Saris.
Lightning ball. Jess Weaver, another one of those who's had some time with England Sevens. Along with the likes of Georgina Tasker, Anna Hardy, former Newark Rugby Club.
Bind.
They've got 2 to the left here. Lightning. 4 to the right. Oh, it's a huge shove from Saracens, but it's going to be used. There's a penalty advantage as well.
Stay there.
Kick threaded through. Will be coming straight back for the penalty advantage.
Cool.
Might just be a little bit more time left in this first half, unless
Number 1.
someone suggests that getting into the dry and having a chat might be order of the day.
Penalty. It's a penalty.
Loughborough do have the opportunity to put this in touch, get the line out. To try and get some real distance on it, but it's not quite going to work out, and Corinne Grant says that is enough of that, thank you very much. Rounds off the first half for Saracens, where plenty of that momentum was going the way of Loughborough Lightning, but the most important thing is the scoreboard, and well, Lauren Bolger was one to fly out of the traps and get Loughborough Lightning on the board to start with. Then May Campbell with a brace of tries as Rhys Edwards makes his way down. The moisture will certainly give the second half an interesting perspective. Saracens will be delighted to be taking that lead into the break, knowing that they've weathered quite the storm from Loughborough Lightning. Not just in terms of the elements, but what's been on show from the opposition as well. 12 points to 7 then. Saracens have the lead at half-time, and they might have just been able to put the umbrellas away for a moment. Let's pop down and join Claire Thomas and Mo Hunt.
Well, Nick, we have popped the brollies away, but that pretty much guarantees that the heavens are going to open again at some point. So Mo and I we're trepidatious, but we're excited to get our teeth into the opening 40. I'm not sure quite where to start with that one, because it feels to me, Mo, like these teams are feeling their way into the season. Is that how it looks to you up in commentary?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously conditions are difficult, but just the kicking battle is fascinating for me at the moment. The way that they're utilising their penalty advantages, the way that they're utilising their penalties, and it's just a bit sticky. So some of the line-outs that have gone overthrow, or some of the detail and the more, you've seen it from a Loughborough point of view, but equally Saracens have had 2-3 shots at driving maul in the 22, and they've not come away with points other than 1. So yeah, really interesting first half to try and depict.
Two of the well-known names on that Saracens team sheet, Ella Vivas and May Campbell, they've been instrumental though in what has been good about what Saracens have done. I've been very impressed by the way that Vivas has stepped up and led things. She has made a couple of mistakes. You've seen that hand go up a couple of times. What have you made of those two and the way they're shouldering that responsibility?
I think first of all, you've got to put yourself in the mixer to be able to make mistakes. She's probably had 40-50 involvements so far in the first half, so the fact that she's made 2 errors, we can wipe that off because of all the good things she's done. But yeah, she's been brilliant. You can see that she's clearly trying to take a little bit of pressure off Johnson with that kicking game. On penalty advantage, you can always see her looking. She's trying to bring people into the game. game. She's trying to bring her wingers into the game. The lovely little snipe down instead of the box exit that everyone's expecting. She's an instinctive player, and that's what I love to see. So no, they're being brilliant. And then Campbell, like, we know that she's up in the mixer every time when it comes to the end of the season. Top try scorer there or thereabouts, and you can just see her try scoring prowess off the back of the moor, off a pick and go game, anything like that. She's brilliant.
Well, let's chat about try scoring prowess. Let's take a look at Lauren Bolger's score for Loughborough Lightning, because she is quick. She had a little bit of open space and she didn't need half of it. She was away and clear, wasn't she?
Yeah, it's just really good setups. You see Meg Davey take it on the out. She just hit Tasker early, and then lovely little turn the corner from Emma Hardy, takes on the defenders, has the presence of mind to almost hit that pass as she's falling, and fantastic finish on debut. It's what you want to see. When you give your wingers open space like that, you want to see them finish no matter how far out from the try line they are. It's a really, really good score. Just the detail on this as you're coming through. Maya Miller, for me, I'd love to see her hands up, but Casey bites on that, so she's coming as that defender to try and make that tackle, so the job's been done. And then wingers, hold your width. You always get told that as a winger, hold your width. Just carrying down that 5 metre line, absolutely lovely. Beats the cover defence, and a brilliant finish. And look what it means, ball in the air, and the support coming in as well. You love to see it.
A try on debut must feel really, really special. Someone who's very used to scoring tries is May Campbell. I think she's now up to 8 in 4 appearances or something ridiculous this season. Let's take a look at how she got on the score sheet. I mean, textbook Saracens, wasn't it? Punch, 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 get themselves some good field position, and then execute the fundamentals really well.
Yeah, exactly. So really good initial drive from Loughborough Lightning. They come in, they almost turn it, and the power works against them. So Saracens just take the wheel, they take that corner, have real patience in that, and May Campbell is brilliant at the back of that. Like, she always knows where the line is. She manages to get herself over more times than she doesn't. You can see her eyes looking forward, just nice and low to the ground. Takes her shot and just dives at the line. It's exactly what you want from your front row. No fear, just go for it.
And particularly as the conditions deteriorated towards the end of that first half, Saracens will have been delighted they got that riposte in quite quickly. They needed to open their account, didn't they, and make sure that they were still in the encounter before the ball got too slippery.
No, 100%. I think it's all about patience when you're in the 22. Everyone talks about it. When you get to the 22, you want to leave with points, but in essence, it's a lot harder than it looks. Really good patience from Saracens. Interesting for me that they were going one out rugby from the 22 up until they got to the 5 metre line. Then they try and spin the ball, and I don't know why they changed it, because it was working for them. So just go back to what you know, that pick and go game. For me, the speed at which May Campbell picked that ball up, she wasn't waiting for her mates. She went back against the grain. So normally you see people come the same way, work towards the post. Everyone knows where you're going. She just caught the defence napping. The guard wasn't in place, so the first person there just picks and went back against the grain, and it's a lovely finish from her.
Loughborough then camped themselves down at the far end of this pitch for 15 minutes or so without being able to come away with points. It's that red zone efficiency expression that I feel everyone is trotting out constantly in rugby these days. But it was Saracens who drew next blood, and that is really why they found themselves up in the lead at the halfway mark. Let's take a look at that next try, because that is what has allowed them that slender gap as they head to the sheds.
Yeah, this is the one I'm just talking about. So you see they're waiting for their buddy. So Georgia Evans there on the first clear. She goes over. Virvas at the back, just looking, trying to probe. Johnson with the carry, really well met by Weaver. Just rides the tackle. Evans back on her feet for the carry again. And you see just the setup of Saracens. They're waiting. They're in there, they're waiting for their mates, they're looking nice and quick, and then Campbell just, as everyone else is setting up, she's even tricked her teammates, so Moore looks as though she's going to pass, she's the next carrier. Campbell just comes in and just takes it from everyone. It's a really good finish. It's really instinctive, goes against the grain. Obviously you've got a winger in there, you should always be scoring against a winger. No disrespect to any wingers out there, but if you've got a front row matched up against a winger, you'd back the front row any day of the week in that amount of space.
There have been some big hits going into. Some of the defence has been immense, and as I heard you and Nick cooing over in commentary, some of the back rowers at the breakdown on the turf are really putting in an arm wrestle.
Yeah, they are. For me, I've been really impressed with Nikita Provorel. I know we just mentioned her in commentary, but she's come on, she's probably had 5 minutes, 10 minutes in the game so far, and she's had two massive impacts in terms of stopping Ella Virvas from carrying down on the 5 metre line, and then again off the back of the line out. So that's what you want a super sub to do. You want them to come on and make an immediate impact. I've been very impressed with her.
Mo, you've been talking for about an hour now non-stop, so I'm going to let you go and rest your voice, because we've got another very special guest lined up in the wings. Whilst we usher one superstar out and another one in, let's cast our minds back to a couple of weeks ago and that spectacular World Cup that we enjoyed down in the land of the long white cloud.
Hello.
Short side play now, the in ball for Packer. Good roll and now beating it away to a flying out Vidal. McDonald on the inside of the fullback to beat. Brilliant finish. The right hand fan come in. Brilliant play from England from behind their own try line. Don't tell me they're taking it. They can't. They won't. They will.
I'll tell you what, it is a very good gig this. I've subbed out one World Cup athlete for another. Alex Ellis is fresh off the plane from New Zealand, where she's been representing Canada all the way up to the semi-finals. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. What a spectacular few weeks it was. But let's start with, how is the jet lag? Do you have any idea what day it is?
Honestly, no. I couldn't tell you if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. But the jet lag has been pretty tough for me coming back in. I think it's just like with the World Cup and everything, there's a lot of stress. So I think coming back, my body is kind of like, we're like, whoa, you're taking a break a second. So the sleep has been pretty not the greatest, but we're getting there. Today has been better. So hopefully the next few days it's going to get much better. So
my guess would be, no matter how bad the jet lag, it was worth it, because you have now played in a World Cup semi-final at Eden Park. Has it sunk in yet?
Yeah, I would take jet lag for that any day. So yeah, it definitely sunk in. It sunk in at the semi-finals and the bronze medal. Like, we're singing "Oh Canada," and I looked up and I was like, I can't believe I'm at Eden Park right now. It's like one of the biggest momentum of my rugby career. When I started when I was 15 to now, I'm like, I can't believe I'm here. And honestly, like, playing those games, it's just like, this is why I'm here. So
I think a lot of people swiftly found themselves supporting Canada as their second favourite team, regardless of anybody else involved in a contest, because you were the only amateur team left in the Final Four. You're one of the only amateur teams through to the quarterfinals, and the way you conducted yourselves, the fight you put up, you gave the Red Roses a few grey hairs, I think it's safe to say. Does that make the whole experience even more special?
Yeah, I think as Canada, we are very underrated sometimes. Like, we've been showing this type of play for quite a while. We only lost about 4 test matches in the last 5 years going up to the World Cup, and I think people really forget about that. So when we came to World Cup, we were like, we're here to make a stand, and we're here to show the world that we're not just, a good team, but we're a great team, and we're going to show them that we can make it to the final games, and show, even playing England, we showed them that, maybe in the past, like, you got to have a higher score, but today is a World Cup when it means something, and we're here to show you what Canadian rugby is all about.
One thing Canadian rugby certainly seemed to be all about was togetherness. There are multiple first languages spoken across your squad. Canada is enormous. It's not easy to get yourselves together for training camps. Some of you play across the pond in the Premier 15, some of you play in France. How is it that you came together so tightly? Because you really did look like a family out there.
Yeah, I think we are really about our culture, and we have a really good culture. We like spending time together, and we like being fun, weird, and all of the above. We kind of we have a little thing, like, we dance. So we have a lot of people who we create group dances, and we kind of like have that kind of like camaraderie. And we also are able to be vulnerable with each other and like also push each other to be better. So I think you saw what we do off the field, on the field, because we are such a close-knit type of team that, like, when we are on the field, we very much trust each other, and if anything happens, we really back each other in any decisions that we make.
Now, in case those of you watching have been living under a rock, the captain of Canada is none other than Sophie de Goede, who is no stranger to the hallowed turf, well, plastic rubber crumb, at StoneX Stadium. Sophie's parents both captained Canada in World Cup. She's just been nominated for World Player of the Year. She does everything. I feel like she's been in every single leaderboard, stats-wise, and led from the front. I'd just love to get your perspective on what it was like to be led by someone at such a tender young age, playing like that.
And all her, with all that, that's well-deserved, how she plays and how she led us. Yes, she was one of our young captains, but it doesn't really show because we trust her in and out, and she because we have that trust in her, it allows her to shine and allows her to lead us. And I think that because she doesn't have to have so much pressure, because she knows that at the end of the day, we are here to play our best rugby for her and for ourselves and for the team. So, and it really showed that she's able to, get us out of some tricky situations sometimes. And also she's able to lean on us when she needed to lean on us.
She's also a university basketball star. She had one of the best ponytails at the World Cup, and she gives a cracking interview. She's a consummate overachiever.
Yeah.
Do you sometimes have to say to Sophie, it's okay, you don't have to do it all yourself?
Yeah, I think all the time. Sometimes there's a running joke, we always have to humble her because she's great at everything, so we have to humble her somehow. So it's all jokes, but she definitely knows that she can lean on us, and sometimes she can take a breath. And when she's on the field, we do have a lot of other leaders on the team as well, older girls who've been to multiple World Cups, who've been around for a while, so she leads on them as well. And it's able for her to learn how to captain at an international level. And also, she's just a really great person with a great personality, so it's really easy to get behind her.
Hopefully she's watching this somewhere and blushing profusely. Go on, what else did you get up to while you were out in New Zealand? How many of the bucket list items did you tick off? Surely there was a bungee in there.
No bungee. I really want to do it next time I go to New Zealand. But my mom was able to come down, which was something.
Wonderful.
I left Canada for about 4 years, so to show her that everything I sacrificed was for this reason. So we got to some wineries and I drank water.
Alex, it was water.
And had amazing food, and taking the ferry with her and experiencing that with her was honestly one of the biggest bucket list goals. And outside of that, it was a lot of just we didn't get to go a lot of different places because we went to Pac 4, so that we did a lot of traveling then. But I'm for sure going back to New Zealand because they are the nicest nations with the beautiful people there. I met so many people, so definitely have to go back and do more things on my bucket list.
I've got to say, for a Canadian to describe another nation as the nicest nation, that is high praise indeed.
Yeah.
Let's touch upon the final, because Poppy Cleall is knocking around today. We've got a couple of red roses, but I feel like things are still very fresh, and it would actually be quite interesting to get a perspective of someone who wasn't involved. What did you make of that showdown?
Honestly, I didn't know who to root for, to be fair. It was just so good rugby all around. And the final play was just one that you can never expect. And I think that's what makes rugby exciting, because you never know who's going to win at the end of the day. So it was a very tough battle, and I think that both teams should be proud of everything that they did on the field.
They absolutely should, and we were all absolutely gripped watching it on from home, as we hope you are too, sat on your sofas enjoying this one. Saracens with the slenderest of leads at the StoneX Stadium. The music is ramping up. We're going to get out of here, hand you back up to Mo Hunt and Nick Heath in commentary.
Thank you, Claire. Great to hear from Alex Ellis as well. Saracens PA system doing its best to drown Claire out as well. You can see our camera trained on Flo Williams, new signing from Wasps this week.
Time's on.
Having made 66 appearances over 4 seasons, it has been an uncertain time at Twyford Avenue. And certainly our thoughts with many of the players that have found it tough. They are continuing in the league, of course, but surprisingly, given the uncertainty, a fair few players have sought a bit of security at other clubs across the league. And there have been a few changes at half-time, so we will do our best to try and keep you up to date with those. Well, this is Saracens.
Step.
in the 22 early doors. What will Alex Osterbury and Rhys Edwards have said to their two teams respectively? Shipped on again. Oh, Casolo, good leg drive. Round the corner they come again. May Campbell already 2 tries in that first half.
That's gone backwards.
A little bit looser. Look at her just straighten. You'll certainly always get that from Hannah Casey. Casolo all down that time, but it took an effort. Loughborough Lightning defence is going to be called into question again. Gave a couple of penalties away on offside in the first half, but and they're over. Saracens get the try. It's Kelsey Clifford. She was on the score sheet against Loughborough Lightning from close range in the Allianz Cup, and now she's doing it in the league.
Yeah, it's a lovely finish. Everyone thinks May Campbell's going to pounce on that ball, take it on herself that close to the try line. She just sits there, lets the defence look at her. Lovely little assist, little lift pass to Casey Clifford, and brilliant leg drive to get through. It's really nice approach work from Saracens. You see that ball presentation popping out, not trying to throw it too far back so that the ball's nice and close, and 3 defenders round her, no problem at all for Casey Clifford.
A little attempted prod on the conversion. It's gone wide.
Yeah, here you see again, just the patience. Saracens not getting drawn in, they know what their job is. Allowing that pick and go game to happen, holding the whip. Casey Clifford holds the whip, she knows that's going to be a lift. Front row against fullback again in that area. As a fullback, you've got to come off the line. As a prop, you've got to finish those.
13, stop! You're on.
Saracens make the clearance. Another one of those changes. Taisha Harper has completed her remit with 40 minutes for Loughborough Lightning, so being replaced by Isla Curfew. Throw the line out away.
Tackle release!
Virvas onto the try scorer, Tashi Clifford. Just the start to the second half that Saracens will have wanted. Oh, and then the chance of the break from Grace Moore, and she's looking to get a left-hand fend out. Moore through the 22, eventually brought down. Georgie Lingham at the third time of asking, but Saracens again in the 22, and they've just woken up in this match now at the start of the second half.
Penalty advantage, 21 offside.
Little bit more continuity. Williams,
That's gone forward.
she'll know the job being required of her.
21 offside.
Penalty advantage was being played. Flo Williams will look to give them position on the touchline.
Yeah, it's a really good steal at the front. Evans not even lifted to her full potential and still manages to get the ball. Brilliant leg drive. And then what about this for an impact? Flo Williams, sorry, Casey Clifford carrying first. This next one, we're going to miss it because the ball's back in play.
Saracens looking to go with the catch and drive, and they've managed to shear away from enough of the Loughborough Lightning defenders. It's only going to have one result. Saracens cruise their way to the 4th try and the bonus point. It was laboured towards the end of the first half as they had to put up with the pressure from Lightning, but boy have they pulled away at the start of this second. Less than 5 minutes on the clock. Try number 4 in the match.
Hat-trick hero as well. May Campbell, really good darts. Good patience, allow that ball to the back. As you see, it's in May Campbell's hands now. Then they go to work, they take the corner. Clifford at the front doing what she's done, just dragging her teammates through. And again, really nice finish. Probably a bit unnecessary that Casey dropped onto her after that. What about that for a touchline conversion as well? That'll settle Flo Williams.
Well, Loughborough Lightning have dared to blink at the start of this second half, because 12-7, they were hunting down the score in those last few minutes of the first half, as we said, but 12 points in 5 minutes from Saracens. That is a statement.
It's just how Saracens have capitalised on those 2 errors as well. The kick-off not caught cleanly. Meg Davey unfortunately megs herself instead of getting the clearance kick away, and Saracens come on the attack. And then Bryony Field not throwing the line out high enough to get over Georgia Evans at the front. Not even Georgia Evans lifted to her full potential, so they've kind of gifted Saracens those points. Need to get themselves back in this game now.
Confidence of the hat-trick hero, May Campbell. It was a lovely take from the restart. Oh, and the offload's good as well. Georgia Evans riding the challenger, Georgia Bradley. Williams thought about getting the offload away. Alejandro thought better of it.
Saracens just seem to have a little spark about them now, don't they? Look like they want to play this offloading game.
Oh, the slightest knock on. It wasn't the tidiest out of the hands from Ella Virvas. It's certainly going to be a second half where they'll want to keep ball in hand to avoid it getting too wet, but gifted Loughborough this scrum.
Yeah, they really have. Nice bit of approach play. As I said, they look like they've got a bit of a spark. They're looking to try and throw those offloads through the line in and around that breakdown, which is getting them on the front foot at the minute, but when you want to exit, you need to be able to nail your basics. Not the best pass from Virvas. We'll just see this approach play again. That lovely sleight of hand, brilliant line from Grace Moore. That ball transfer as well to get the ball into outside arms, so she's got the opportunity to fend that oncoming defender, Georgie Ligham.
Still legal.
Pick from the base.
Timing's good.
With Weaver. And then Hardy. Good work from Hibbert Jones just to make the first few yards.
Timing's fine there.
Lightning coming through. Ligham from Davey. Weaver. First option was Lily Ives, Campion. Line out leader for Loughborough. Then Katie Trevarthen.
Hands away, 6.
Weaver, Hardy. Oh, it's a lovely ball through the gap. Is it going to work out for Davey, who's got support on the outside?
Penalty advantage.
Now a penalty advantage. But can Loughborough turn the break into a score? Certainly the pick and go seeming the right option to begin with. Weaver has a look.
15.
But the referee decides that.
Cynical, you went straight off your feet.
Oh, and it is going to be a yellow card for Isla Alejandro.
15. Straight off feet.
Former Loughborough player
in this area.
is sent to the bin, so Saracens will be down to 14 for the next 10 minutes, deemed as cynical. And Loughborough will look to reload from the line out.
On the line.
Lovely bit of approach play. Emma Hardy just takes the tackle, arms up and above the defender to be able to get that offload. Okay. Lovely line from Megan Davey, read it really, really well.
No, I haven't got you. Okay, purple 7.
Really important now that Loughborough Lightning come away with a score here. Huge pressure on Bryony Field. She's not been hugely accurate.
Haven't got you, no.
With her darts so far. Look at this though, straight through the line, behind the back of Flo Williams. I'd love to have just seen Meg Davey go, head down, go for the corner. Just that little step, I think she'd have kept going. They might have been dragging bodies over that line as she's scoring.
See, Sally Williams is on for Loughborough Lightning as well. Made her debut scoring for Loughborough with the university last June.
See, the difference for me between Loughborough and Saracens at the minute is after that line break, Loughborough end up with 8 people into that breakdown, trying to secure the ball, trying to actually play, and they lose their little bit of structure. Whereas you saw conversely with Saracens when they scored their last try, 2, 3, 4 people in, they still had their width, they had their one-out runners where they had that lift option, they've also got their back still on feet. So just a little bit of what you're doing in that area for me with Loughborough. They need to clear that up.
Ball transfer finds its way to Bryony Field.
Illegally so, in my opinion.
Yeah, looked like she might have been a little bit detached and then joined, but it's there for Weaver, but no, it's not going to be. Field will take the couple of metres. Bradley is the first one there.
Hands away!
Trevathan.
That's enough, Sarries.
Another drive. How close have they got? Oh, penalty Saracens.
Off feet. Again, if you're going to pre-latch, arrive up. You can't go straight off your feet. So if you're pre-latching, you have to arrive on your feet. You're going straight off. Yeah, so when they're tackling, you're going straight off your feet with the tackler. You have to arrive on your feet. No, you're the latcher.
Bryony Field is looking for a bit of clarification from Hollywood. Just wanted to listen into that. Hollywood not being moved, saying if you are going to be the latcher, you can't just go in straight off your feet. We saw it called and explained by Natasha Hunt in the first half, and Loughborough, just as they're sniffing the line again, have been repelled through the penalty.
Yeah, that's killer, that is. If you're going to get penalised for it once, you need to make sure that you do not get penalised for it twice, especially 4 metres out from the line. Real crushing, because obviously she doesn't know that law, which is why she's asking the question, but you can see it's so clear that as soon as she's come off her feet, she's gone over the other side of the ball, stopping that contest. It's fine if you get back up quickly, but unfortunately she's just lay there.
No, release! Release 8!
Easy decision for our referee.
That's got a bit of a hospital pass for Williams to deal with, but
it was charged.
ball was touched
charged down.
by Loughborough Lightning. Using the option to find Jodie Turl. And then McIntosh.
Tackle! Roll! Make an effort! Choose!
Vivas
Stay there, 3.
goes for the box kick. Lingham wanted to try and take it on the full. Controlled it with the foot. Didn't do too badly. Cavalry now arrives.
That's what I want to see from Vivas. Take control of that, because you've thrown 2 passes that aren't the best. I was going to say howlers, but that's a bit harsh, to Flo Williams. You've got a brilliant box kicking game. Just take control again.
Stop. Okay.
Ball bobbles up for Williams.
Stay there. Wait there, mate.
And it's there for Lingham once more, but has got a little bit more time and a bit more space. Straightens, considers the offload. Saracens get straight in, but Weaver is in there in enough time. Bradley. Oh, it's a lovely bit of work from Georgia Bradley. Setting off down the right-hand side and managing to get the ball away again. We saw Lauren Bolger doing it at the start of the first half, and in the second half, she's going to cruise under the posts and get another key score for Loughborough Lightning, who will fight their way back into this one.
That is huge for Loughborough Lightning in so many ways. First of all, it's come from absolutely nothing. Just an opportunist break by Georgia Bradley. Lovely leg drive through the tackle. Presence of mind, she had inside and outside options. She's picked her winger, her speedster, who she knows can finish.
I've already told them. Yeah.
Look at this.
Lovely choice of option, wasn't it?
Really, really nice. Just a show and go. Burns her on the outside. Williams calling for it on the inside. She's like, "No, you're all right, mate. I'm going to hit Bolger. I know she can do it." And this, for me, is so important. She doesn't decelerate. She goes all the way around, uses the dead ball, gets herself underneath the sticks, making this conversion a relative sitter for Emma Hardy.
Unsurprisingly, the flags are raised. Cuts it down to a 10-point game. Second try for Loughborough Lightning. 24-14 now.
Really nice awareness. Great to see Georgia Bradley back out there. Struggled a little bit with illness last season, so amazing to see her back in these colours and playing so well as well.
Going left.
Not a bad league debut for Lauren Bolger. There's a super clip from a few years ago. The wonder try she scored that included a stumble and a forward roll before finishing under the posts.
It's a brilliant debut. She did look like she was ready to go off just now though. Hands on knees.
Puffing a little bit.
All the panting.
Stop.
Oh, it's going to be this crossfield kick effort again, and oh, it was initially well fielded by Swartz, but it's gone forwards and the knock-on advantage.
Go back to the knock-on.
Give Saracens a scrum.
Well, you can't blame them for trying, can you?
There's an aerial advantage there, isn't there? And that's certainly what Loughborough are looking to try and use.
Yeah, they really are. For me, though, you've just got yourself back in the game. What you don't want to do is allow Saracens to build now. They haven't gone the length. Loughborough have the ability to go the length. We've seen that in this game already twice. They've broken from inside their own half and finished a try. Saracens, they've only scored when they've been 5, 7, 9 metres out from the try line, so don't give them an attacking opportunity. Don't allow them to be able to build into this game. Send it long, get after it.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
In from Powerhouse. Georgia Evans has slipped back to the number 8 position, and we'll have a little kick and trundle down the blind side. Campbell. Powerhouse for Clifford.
Keep going.
To try and go again.
Tackle
Saracens with
release! Tackle release!
Scottish international Louise McMillan now onto the field.
Knee went on the ground, I called tackle release.
I wouldn't mind Emma Hardy looking at this crossfield option now. She was a little bit quicker, it looked like it was on. It's gone straight down the middle instead.
Grant looking to try and run it back. McMillan.
Keep stepping, keep going.
Key player to be able to bring on. Oh, but then the intercept! And Bolger is lining up another one. We've already had one hat-trick. And just a few metres for May Campbell. But Lauren Bolger, look at the celebrations. A gift from Saracens. And a hat-trick for the Loughborough Lightning winger. Lightning has struck 3 times for Lauren Bolger.
Outstanding calling, Nicholas. Just really nice work from the winger. You talk about coming up, staying high, staying in the eye line. It's not a bad option from Flo Williams. It's really well read from Lauren Bolger. Just stays high as that winger. You want to keep coming, keep taking space, not allowing your opposite number to have any time. Eyes are on the ball the whole time. Earlier we saw Georgina Tasker take her eyes off the ball and just looking at the player. This time Bolger comes out to in, cuts off that pass, and we've seen how quick she is. Yes, this is her debut, but I'm pretty sure we'll see her name pop up time and time and time again as this league continues. She's shown she can do it on the big stage.
Having a flyer.
She does look knackered though.
Yeah. Got it, Sarah.
Another little look at it.
Yeah, as I said, most teams will defend on outside shoulders, so you're outside your opposite player. Bolger, by allowing herself to do that, staying on the outside, she can read the fly of that ball. She just steps off her line, cuts off the pass. There's nothing Lottie Clapp can do about that.
Keep them on you.
Lottie Clapp onto the field for Saracens, having featured, of course, for the USA at Rugby World Cup.
Keep going. Stay on back foot.
Weaver for Bradley. Oh, had a little juggle with it. Sends it deeper. That crossfield kick option is coming again. And it's well fielded by Corinne Grant this time and gets on her bike straight through the middle. It's really solid running.
No, you went off your feet!
It's obviously something they've looked at half time, but for me it's not work. You've done it twice now.
One wrong!
To potentially something we need to look at to rectify that for Loughborough Lightning.
Good rangy run. Tansley again offering herself, but it's been turned over by Loughborough Lightning. And they're calling for it. They might have numbers if Loughborough chose to use it here. Need to get the support in the middle.
No, you're off your feet, six!
Georgia Evans not allowed to truly compete.
Hands away.
Bradley with the little show. She's done that a few times, hasn't she? Does anyone tell you you're not meant to be that much of a baller as a second row?
Now I want to see it more.
Of course we do.
Top for own player.
That was untidy.
Unlucky.
It was backwards and untidy from Tasker, but the opportunity it presented to Saracens just ended up being a knock-on. Saracens get themselves back up to 15.
Time off.
With Alejandro back onto the field.
Time's off.
What happened while I was gone? Anything? Yeah, maybe a couple of tries.
Just shows, doesn't it, in this league, you have to take your opportunities, and obviously one player down.
Okay, water break.
Fullback would have been in the line. It's a lovely little pick short side. Nice work from Emma Hardy. Jess Weaver having to take the contact, and ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is how hard it is to be a scrum half. Look at this. Georgina Tasker digging for the ball. Counter ruck. That's why when all scrum halves stay strong at the breakdown, that is why. I'll be telling her that after the game.
Scrum half masterclass on offer from Natasha Hunt.
You know what, Nick? Scrum half, front row, back three, whatever. I'm here for everyone.
Great, love it.
Not just going to put myself in a box.
Hey, look, you've given me a passing masterclass when I was playing the European Touch Championship, so got to use your mates. Got a water break, so we can check in with some live pictures from the stoop. Harlequins have managed to peg a try back.
Number 4, please, is that?
After 3 on the board from the University of Worcester Warriors.
Fast 20. Yeah.
Might be that rain, I think, has gone across to the stoop from here. Looks like.
Certainly has. Well, what a game we've got on our hands now as we approach the final quarter. 12 points to 7 to Saracens at half-time. Those 2 quick tries inside 5 minutes, putting them 24 points to 7 up. But the Loughborough Lightning score sheet reads Bolger Hardy, Bolger Hardy, Bolger Hardy. Hat-trick from the right winger.
Time back on.
Has seen the Lightning come flying back into this one.
Yeah, she's had a brilliant debut, as we keep mentioning, but for me, this water break is pivotal for both teams. Saracens need to regroup. They've obviously lost their way. They had a really, really strong start to the second half. Loughborough Lightning need to keep this energy. Couldn't have come at a worse time for Loughborough Lightning. Just getting that turnover as well. They've got all the momentum at the moment, so hopefully it's allowed them to reset, to go back, to know exactly what they're going to do. There's an awful lot of backfield space at the moment if Loughborough choose to take it. Saracens defending with a flat 5, so 5 people up in the line and the fullback sitting
8 in.
just outside the post.
There have been a couple of decent shoves at scrum time from Saracens as well, but Hollywood has deemed the front row to have come up in the process of it a couple of times, but if they can
Keep working. Stay up.
use their power correctly, well, it's going to be a little bit more control this time from the Lightning. And Bradley taking the position at number 8 with the changes that have been made, having to step in and play scrum half. It was Swartz.
Tackle, release.
Everyone's having a go this afternoon.
Maybe it's not that hard.
Okay, you're on.
Away from Hardy, taken in by Virvas, who was well positioned, just looks in field for what the options might be. Alejandro didn't have an awful lot of time, and then Lottie Clapp ships it on. It's a little bit of a wayward kick though, and it's just going to sit up for Meg Davey, who finds Hardy. And Loughborough Lightning able to, in football terms, just put their foot on the ball for a moment. Grace Clifford, the replacement. Horsham Rugby, former Harlequin. onto the field and offers herself. Oh, that is big collision though.
Not held.
Misha Gooding getting the hit on Isla Curfey. Georgia Bradley providing the link again, and then the support on the outside. It's lovely work from Tasker, and she's looking to try and carve a path through here. Tasker, then the support on the outside into the 22. Go Loughborough Lightning, and they managed to secure possession, but it was just thrown away. Oh, it's got to be the only thing that Georgia Bradley's done wrong all game.
She's got away with one there. I can hear the coaches not happy about that decision.
22, never onside.
Rightly so, but what about this break? Really, really nice work. The footwork as well, in and out. See the ball transfer as well, in and out. Just making sure that she's got an option to give that fend.
Time off for legs.
What about that cover tackle as well? That's what you want your captain to do. Lottie Clapp comes from far side, never gives up. That's what she gives you in defence and in attack. Never ever gives up.
You in.
Loughborough get a shot at it.
Loughborough's best chance to get themselves into the lead since the opening couple of minutes of the game. Look at the bust from Grace Clifford.
Tackle, release. Ball's available.
Meg Campbell needs to get herself out of the way, but Loughborough is the option there for them to play. Meg Davey is flattened. You could see that gap was almost opening up, inviting her into it.
Just so deep. If you're going to come out the back door there as a back line, you have to flatten up. You have to challenge the defensive line.
Not the easiest one to take for Trevarthen, but makes the yards. Oh, but is that the turnover? No. Hands won't be on the ball first from May Campbell.
No, not again. Number 2, off feet
Another
first.
penalty.
Hands in front and then
Both
on
of
ball.
these teams struggling discipline-wise when up against it in their own 22. And it's going to be tap and go time from Jess Weaver. She wants them with a bit more depth. Skipper Trevarthen is going to be the option, accompanied by
5 release.
Grace Clifford. Not the tidiest for Hardy, then for Lingham, trying to find a bit more width on it, and Lingham does well to stay on her feet. Rangy runner, hard to bring down. Back in it goes. Need the forwards arriving on the shoulder perhaps a little more. Weaver, then it's there for Sally Williams. Under the shadow of the posts. Just a little pop to Hardy, and then the drop from Tasker. Scrum time, Sarries. They will be pleased for anything that goes their way right now, the home side.
Yeah, just trying to show that tap and go penalty again, but for me, if you're going to tap and pass, you're passing because there's a little bit of deception there. There's no deception at all here. Katie Trevarthen is always carrying that ball, so either let Katie Trevarthen tap it or step up and be as flat as the 9. Then Jess Weaver pulls out the back door. I'm not sure Emma Hardy was expecting it. They just seem to have lost a little bit of composure in the area that they need it most.
Molly Luthay, England under-20 centre, comes on for Loughborough Lightning.
Really important that Saracens settle here, work their exit, get themselves back down the field, settle the nerves.
Amanda Swartz, the player that's made way, and it's seen Georgie Lingham take position on the left wing. Campbell. Oh, but it's loose ball, and Loughborough Lightning are able to steal their hands on it. Sally Williams reacting the first. Weaver, Hardy, bit more depth for Tasker this time. Just look to try and get on the inside shoulder. Weaver back in. Really solid Saracens defence, repelling Bryony Field that time. No penalty, Sarries.
Extra roll.
Just looking to make the extra few inches on the floor. The extra roll is penalised. Katie Trevathan just working too hard.
Yeah, so this is a law that came in last season. As soon as you get tackled, you have to present the ball. Before, you used to be able to roll if you had the momentum and allow yourself to present, but it stops the defenders being able to sight that ball and get hands on, so that challenge, promoting the challenge, and unfortunately for Katie Trevathan and her team, that's been clipped. Every time Loughborough get into this 22, Saracens manage to repel them and kick it, their belief is growing.
Loughborough, end of the white line.
Yeah, we saw the impact of Flo Williams at the start of the second half. We just want to keep settling the nerves for Saracens and maintain the belief that they are going to get this win over the line despite the efforts of Loughborough Lightning, and psychology of not quite converting in the 22 will be hurting the visitors, but it is another coughed up ball. That time from Kelsey Clifford. There wasn't an awful lot of go forward that time for Lily Ives Campion, former Worcester Warrior.
Yeah, potentially both teams have shown a little bit of inexperience at the minute. Loughborough Lightning losing a little bit of clarity about where they're trying to go when they get into the 22, what structure they're trying to play, whether they're going through forwards, whether they're going through backs. For me, if they're going through backs, they have to flatten up as well, challenge that line, because naturally defences come at you a little bit harder when you're in and around that area. Conversely, Saracens, they've just got themselves the ball, they've just got themselves back on the front foot, and they're trying to throw offloads with 3, 4, 5 Loughborough Lightning players in and around them. Just settle, just keep ball, work your way up the pitch. Take the sting out of Loughborough Lightning, because right now they're the ones that have their foot on the gas.
And it's a fairly relentless tempo. It's not necessarily the quickest of quick games, but it's relentless at the pace it's being played at. I think there's mental and physical fatigue out there as well, and Jess Weaver is getting a run on. She's gone lateral before she's gone forwards, and then it's been lost over the head of Georgie Lingham. I have a feeling you're going to refer back to the quick tap, Mo Hunt, and suggest that if you're going to play the ball, going forward is probably the right idea.
Scrum.
I was actually going to say, a free kick from a scrum has to be taken from the 8 feet, so the fact that that was taken from the tunnel, that just gives Loughborough such an advantage that for me, this is karma. So as you see, the speed at which, I think that's in fast forward, I don't think she's that quick, but the speed at which Jess Weaver puts the ball on the floor and taps it, she has to go back to where the 8 is. That's outrageous that that's been allowed to play, but
8's bind in.
Luckily karma's happened and Saracens have the scrum.
We will find the Benny Hill theme for the next time we play things at double speed.
Maybe you could just talk over me as I'm doing it.
Big scrum. Starting to get a turn on Virvas. Lot of space. Tasker.
How on earth May Campbell is the first chaser from the front row, I will never know, but that just sums that girl up for me.
Lottie Clapp looked to try and get a quick offload away for Alejandro, but she wasn't quite able to make it stick.
No, you're off your feet.
This game is breaking up now. We approach the last 10 minutes, or into the last 10 minutes on the stadium clock.
Keep going. Penalty advantage, offside.
Jess Weaver's just given away an offside by running up too hard, and they are still playing it. Lots of people on the ball wanting to exert an influence. So,
Number 9.
you've obviously played through the Allianz Cup, Mo Hunt. You then were involved in Gloucester Hartpury's match yesterday. Is it turning up when it gets to league time?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know why and I don't know how, because at the moment it's the same players. There's not many people that have come back in from the World Cup squads. We were lucky enough to have 3 of our Welsh contingent in yesterday, so there are a few starting to come in, dribs and drabs. Obviously we're seeing a few today, but
I mean, you'd be competitive in a Sunday afternoon chuck around the park, but it's the Allianz Premier 15s League, the best in the world, and all of a sudden a chance when the BBC cameras are on to really step up.
It's just gets spicy, because you know that it comes down to those last few games in the season, and nobody wants that. So this first few weeks are so important, especially it's a bit of an advantage for a lot of teams without their internationals going up against them.
chance to see more of the depth and the talent in the top side. We've been treated to a raft of tries this afternoon, and Saracens have decided that, well, if it worked up the jumper for most of the game, then let's go back to that game plan. The blueprint that has seen May Campbell get a hat-trick. But they've done really well there. Katie Trevathan identifying where the ball was. Oh, but it's deemed not playable, and Loughborough Lightning have done enough. And the screams coming from Rhys Edwards and the coaching staff from Loughborough Lightning just a few metres away from us tell you just a story about what that means defensively for the visitors.
I think it's the forwards and defence coach for me that's making all of that noise, but fair play. Rhys Edwards said it in his pre-match interview, but Katie Trevathan has led from the front. She's had big game-changing moments when it's mattered, and that's a huge one for me. Just working on her own in the middle of that moor, manages to work her way through somehow, no idea how she's done it. Just nice and low, gets hands on ball.
18, bind. Crouch!
It's got the feel as if Loughborough Lightning are in the lead and Saracens are chasing a win at the minute, but the scoreboard is, of course, the other way around. Loughborough need to get a clearance here if they are going to get upfield and have another bite at Saracens to try and win this one. In position for a losing bonus as it stands, with 3 tries on the board.
Okay, you're on.
Clearance kick is made. Lottie Clapp, last minute adjustment, did well to get under it. Now gets on her bike, up to the 22. Virvas happy to play. Last little minute change of footwork from Louise McMillan, having signed in the summer, last featuring internationally against Wales, for Scotland in that pool stage match in New Zealand. McIntosh, thought she was going to be turned over momentarily there. It's a loose ball on the floor. Clap there to help protect it. Loughborough Lightning fanning themselves across that 22 as if it's the try line, but the numbers are on the right for Saracens and they are able to chip it. Needed a tackle from Georgie Lingham to avoid it being the 2-on-1. Williams gives it to Evans and wraps around. Penalty advantage from a high shot.
Got penalty advantage.
Almost wondering that bit of field position, whether another 3 points on the board might just help take the game away. The kick has gone through under penalty advantage. So Holly Wood will
for high tackle.
Bring play back.
Right to go. Okay.
And just seen about 3 players point to the posts.
Yeah, take a step outside the 22.
Flo Williams didn't see them over her shoulder, and I just wonder if they are reconsidering this one.
Yeah, Lottie Clapp's just run in, tried to ask the question. The thing is though, as a kicker, if you're questioning that decision, you want somebody to step up and say, yeah, I've got it. If you're questioning that decision, going to the corner is the right thing to do.
Well, Fiona McIntosh was consulted. She said, corner, thank you very much, and you'd expect nothing less from the second row.
Absolutely. Lottie Clapp, you got 23 on your back today. It doesn't matter that you're co-captain. Rightly so. My decision, I'm taking it, fair play. The thing about this as well though, the field position, it allows them to eat down the clock. Obviously if you kick the points, you're receiving a kick-off back in the area, probably going to exit, which means Loughborough will have an attacking opportunity, 6-point game. Whereas here you just wind the clock down.
Kelsey Clifford makes way for Janina Loyola, put my teeth in. Ecuadorian who arrived in Valencia, age 4, Spanish international. Made her debut 7 years ago, learning her trade under the likes of Rocky Clark. And interesting that while Saracens bring on a fresh number 18, Katie Trevathan, who she would be opposite at scrum time, has just been taking a bit of attention. But line-out time for Saracens. Can they make Loughborough Lightning pay for their defensive transgressions? It won't be the drive from the maul initially. Saracens had to run back and get themselves in number as McMillan is driven back. Georgia Evans, Welsh international, meeting Campion.
Keep going. Back foot there. Keep going.
Campbell, free on the board, comes forward. Attempted rip from Loughborough Lightning, wasn't quite there.
Penalty advantage, 19 not rolling.
Oh, it's a big collision from Lottie Clapp.
Stop there.
And
we've got a head on head.
Hollywood just wants to check that, and I think unfortunately,
let's give him breathing space.
Lottie Clapp,
yeah,
may have been involved in some of the tough stuff there, and the medics team are right on top of it within a few seconds. Let's check in with things at the stoop, and well, University of Worcester Warriors, 4 tries. They've got the bonus point, and into the last few minutes there could be quite the start to their Allianz Premier 15 season. Leading as they are, 28 points to 14, as you can see.
Okay, come over. So we've got Saracens player carrying the ball in, Loughborough player always upright and head-on-head contact.
You're missing none of the action at Stonex Stadium, just while Lottie Clapp gets some attention.
Receiving the hit, taking the force through the ball and then made head contact, so we talk about indirect.
Well, I've not seen Lottie Clapp leaving the field, and I think Hollywood is just having a word.
Okay, captain. Come in as well.
Let's just listen into
Hollywood
here.
Carrying the ball in, you're always upright. Initial contact to the ball, and then you make indirect head contact. It's going to be a yellow card. Okay. Thank you. We got a mark.
So there will be the yellow card for Loughborough Lightning. They'll be down to 14 for the last few minutes.
Yeah, here.
It's a shame to see Emma Hardy's day finish like that, because I think she has been absolutely amazing for Loughborough today.
No, there wasn't.
She really has stepped up. She's been the leader that she's needed to be.
No, this one.
Controlled the game really, really well. And a lot of the good things that Loughborough Lightning have done has come because of what she's done. So unfortunate to see her take the bench for the rest of this game.
Saracens then, having gone to the corner a few minutes ago, are going to go to add the 3 points. It is a point that Natasha Hunt makes, though. 7 points is still the option for Loughborough after this, if they are to snatch victory in North London.
Importantly with the league as well, they get a bonus point if it's 7 points or less. So Loughborough Lightning at the minute still have a losing bonus point in this game.
Okay, you're going left.
Big last few minutes then. Do Loughborough Lightning try and contest this? Do they send it deep and try and put the pressure on? Down to 14.
They're definitely contesting. They've just swapped their kicker out. Meg Davey has said give it to me, but unfortunately that one just rolls along the floor. I've never seen anything like that.
I don't know whether she was trying to induce a handling error or whether it was just a complete fluff, but either way it's in the possession of the 3-time champions.
19 roll. Hold. Step. Use it. Wait till they get you on side. Okay, you're good.
Chase is on, but it's back in the hands of Loughborough Lightning. Was that backwards? No one asking a question enough. So Molly Luthei won't hang around.
4 roll.
They've got an awfully long way to go. Bryony Field with the first bust. And then a huge hit Not much time for Prothero to do much with it there. The clock continues to tick down. They kick possession away. There with Alejandro. Looking to try and give chase, but she makes some decent yards. It's superb hands from May Campbell, who then swats away another of the Lightning defenders. And it's there for Virvas, who plays away to Evans, who's reliably carried for her all day.
Penalty advantage.
Seatbelt tackle gives away the penalty advantage, and you just wonder now if that is the game up.
Seatbelt, number 9. Keep it low. That's, yeah, fair enough. Right. Yeah.
Well, Mo, as we tick into the last few seconds, who's impressed you this afternoon?
I think I've mentioned from a Loughborough Lightning point of view, Emma Hardy's been brilliant, but in terms of Saracens, I think there's been a few that have stood up. The Chopper has defended really well. Hannah Casey, I think Ella Virvas has controlled the game exceptionally well, especially through the boot when she's gone to that. But May Campbell, for me, the hooker, she's been there. She is on our screen now. She's had some amazing involvements, not just because she scored a hat-trick. I don't just give it for that, but her involvement, how clever she's been in and around the breakdown, her carries, her ability to offload when it's mattered. I think she's been absolutely fantastic. And there she is, right at the front of this maul now, doing her job.
Penalty Saracens again. Jodie Retty was in there, and Campbell's going to be the one to go quickly. She's eyeing up number 4. Short goes Saracens. Are they to deny the bonus point? Oh, they are. Heartbreak for Loughborough Lightning, who've had opportunities to try and win this match. But Saracens scoring in the last few moments through Georgia Evans, and they're going to deny Loughborough anything from this game at all. Wow, wow.
Yeah, what a finish. I thought that was going to be cherry on top. Calling the player of the match, and then she goes really quickly. That's why, just so opportunistic. But look at this, Georgia Evans, such a smart footballer. Sees the gap, goes nice and low, arms out in front. There's May Campbell with her tap and go. You love to see it. Really good defence from Loughborough Lightning, but unfortunately not low enough. And Georgia Evans, absolutely fantastic, spots the gap.
Got 40 seconds. Yeah.
Drops nice and quickly.
Fifth try for Saracens. It wrapped up the bonus point just after half-time. Flo Williams. Oh, superb. Takes Saracens up to 34 as referee Hollywood blows the final whistle. That scoreline will not tell the story of that game. Saracens with that big start to the second half, those 2 tries on the board to open up a 24 points to 7 lead, but hat-trick from Lauren Bolger brought Loughborough right back into it, and then what a barnstorming last 10 minutes. But it finishes with Georgia Evans delivering the critical blow to Loughborough with the try on the 80th minute. The defending champions are off to the start they wanted in the Allianz Premier 15 season. Who needs the internationals? Great entertainment.
No, it really was a really great game. As you mentioned, the tempo was kept in it from both teams. Some really nice attacking play. Both teams taking their opportunities really well when they did take them. A game that we haven't just seen driving balls the whole way through as well, and we love to see that. Some balls being thrown around a little bit, lovely counter-attack opportunities. I think Loughborough can hold their heads high after that game. I know they'll be disappointed to go away with no points at all, but some really nice attacking flair in there. Great to see Georgia Madley back playing like she does, and the youngsters stepping up as well.
Yeah, indeed. Katie Johnson, of course, 19-year-old fly half for Saracens. I think maybe just the way that game was going, perhaps Alex Osterbury pleased that he was able to call on Flo Williams in that second half to bring a bit more experience, a calmer hand on the tiller to be able to steer them, and certainly was involved in those critical 2 tries after half-time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's brilliant to see. I know it's been a really tough time, as you alluded to, for everyone involved in Wasps at the minute, and amazing to see Flo to come out here, obviously signed this week, and just to go out and put a performance like that in.